Generative AI. Do we love that word right now? Right? GenAI, generative AI, everybody's talking about that. But what's the value of generative AI? And why should the utilities and energy industry be so excited about what's happening with generative AI? I call it the multiplier effect. Can I use generative AI to put more power in the hands of my customers? Can I use generative AI to come back and achieve my utility objectives? This is where generative AI makes so much more value. It adds so much more power in the hands of a customer where I can go engage and find some of the basic answers for the questions I have. That actually provides me a better engagement, makes me an equal stakeholder in that entire journey. I can use my utility provider to add value, and I will exactly get the answers I'm looking for. It's not to come back and slow you down, it's actually helping you accelerate the entire process. But ChatGPT is very generic right now. ChatGPT will work on the assets I go provide and bring the value out of that. But if I'm trying to go use an entire generative AI model, that model has to integrate into my AI and machine learning model. It has to actually go sit on top of the algorithms I've already built. This is where the power of load disaggregation, which we have done, and generative AI sitting on top of that for enhancing that value, because it will now feed on the data of the AI and machine model, use that to go extract better value, to be able to come back and answer questions like, why is my bill so high? Because now this is very specific to a particular customer, which I cannot come back and use a GPT for. GPT more on the assets and bringing the value out from the assets, but generative AI sitting on top of my AI and machine learning model to bring the value out of the data. So how do I come back and now train the generative AI model to not come back and hallucinate with the data it has, to actually provide prompt engineering on top of that, get the generative AI models to go work with the piece of data I wanted to go work with, for me to get the maximum value in terms of what I'm looking to go provide as benefits to the customers. Just because there's a new shiny object in the market doesn't mean I'm going to put my critical infrastructure under threat. One of the utility providers actually told me they call it the 3S. They call it the standards, they call it the safety, and then they call it the security. Right? We cannot compromise on the standard we go provide to our customers. We have to go meet the standards and exceed those standards every time. Just because I'm trying to go add something new, is it compromising on what I'm trying to go do as a provider right now? Is my grid now in the open? These are critical infrastructures. The last thing I want is somebody's PII going out. We've been able to safeguard that information for so long and make sure we are absolutely ensuring that the PII doesn't go out. And I think we are on a great journey as Bijli right now, where we are able to come back and exceed the standards, not compromise on the safety, ensure the security of what the information we have to make generative AI as a value for our utility providers.